Alright guys, what is up? Today I'm doing something a bit different in the sense that this video is actually a walkthrough. So as you guys can see, we are playing Superbrothers Sword and Sorcery EP. Let me tell you this, I am super duper excited to show you this because I love this game. I found out about this game on the iPhone, and it was released for the iPad first, if I'm right, and I never paid it any mind, and then I saw a bit of it and I was like, wow, this is actually quite cool. So I've actually beat it on the iPhone, and I've enjoyed it so much that I went out and I purchased the vinyl version of the soundtrack for about 30 bucks, which is kind of funny because it looks exactly like this here. So let's get started. I'm just going to go over a bit of an overview of the main screen. We are right now playing on the Mac. I have a Mac, that's what I'm playing on. It's also available for the PC and, like I said, for the iPad and for the iPhone. So on the PC version, things are a bit different. You've got this info
hey,
button here,
how's it going?
which will essentially
Let's
bring
rock.
you to a part where you'll learn about, I think, who made the game. Yeah, so it says so Superbrothers Sword and Sorcery EP is a collaborative video game type project made in Toronto, where I live. Get in touch or stay in the loop at swordandsorcery.com. Original concept and art and design by the organization known as the Superbrothers Inc. at superbrothers.ca. Songs and some sounds by the beloved composer and rock star known as Jim Guthrie at jimguthrie.org. So you've got the engineering and miracles by independent video game studio known as what does that say? Capybara Games. So yeah, and this is the Sword and Sorcery EP team. So these are all the Twitters for the different people. Now on the iPhone version, this whole situation is a lot different. So we're just gonna skip through this, and maybe if I click this, we'll go back. Yep. Okay. And so now that we're back on the main screen, I'm just gonna show you what the settings look like, and then we'll start the game. So you can click on the X to exit the game. We'll give you the exit. You click it again, it'll ask you if you really want to leave the game, and then we can go into the settings. For upload purposes, I'm actually going to be doing this in the 1280 by 800 resolution. My screen actually goes up to 1440 by 800. I work on a 15-inch MacBook unibody. I think it's made in about 2008 or something like that. So I'm not playing on full screen. Reason being is because when I start to record, it turns out that if I have it in full screen, what ends up happening is so sorry about my growl. So what ends up happening is it starts to lag a lot. So I've got the volume up because I'll tell you this, the music is awesome. And so these are the settings. You can also add your Twitter to the whole situation, and this will allow you to post certain quotes that are being said on screen to Twitter and see if anyone may help you if you get stuck. Yeah, so let's get started. So we'll click this play button. And so right off the bat, we come across the, I think his name is the Archetype. And so the way to start the game is by clicking on him, I think twice. So yeah, so you click twice, you see the logo for the game, and then we'll click next. It says, ladies and gentlemen, how's about you tap these two Lil Sylvan sprites? Yeah, so that you can get a feel for the stereo system. So when you click them, they'll make sounds on the left or right speakers. Our research indicates a social support networks that will play a significant positive role in the outcome of Sword and Sorcery EP. So, like I said, you can add your Twitter by, you know, tweeting whatever it is. Note, the ability to broadcast your findings is an entirely optional component of Sword and Sorcery EP and is intended to be used in moderation. We are profoundly grateful that you have chosen to participate in this experimental treatment for acute soul sickness. You'll find this first Sword and Sorcery EP session to be fairly straightforward. It typically only requires 15 to 30 minutes to complete, which is very true. Ready to begin? Press play and let's go. So it's going to shoot us into the game. Welcome to Sword and Sorcery EP. The controls are very, very, very simple. So tip tap. So you can double click in an area and your character will move there. Or you can click and hold in a specific direction and he'll keep moving in that direction until you let go. So as first part of our tutorial, we're going to click on this metal grate and see what it says. In the middle there is an immovable iron gate blocking a cavernous cave. So that's something to keep in mind. So we can pan around the area just by clicking and then moving our mouse. So almost like you're holding the page and moving it around. And so we're going to click on this little person right here. And we'll find out how or who she is. So from far from the war-ravaged steppes of Scythia, we meet a dark-haired girl in a sunlit meadow. To the mountain folk of the Caucasus, she is known as the girl, and she seems nice. So that's all. We're going to double click by our dog, because he is our dog. And we're going to go to the next area. So while I'm doing these walkthroughs, I'm actually going to be doing them per session. So we're doing session 1 right now, and so I'm going to keep doing these videos per session. So stay tuned for session 2, and we'll go through session 2 as well. So like it said before, we can zoom in and out just using our scroll or click wheel, depending on what platform you're playing. I have a MacBook, so I'm just going to use my 2-finger scroll. And now we're going to, double click on this guy right here. He seemed to be cutting wood earlier. The wood-chopping woodsman chopped the wood. The mountain folk of the Caucasus, he was known as Longfella, and he seemed cool. Longfella knew all about our woeful errand, and he agreed to lead us up the old road. Still, we definitely got the feeling that he wasn't super jazzed about this. So he's going to lead us to essentially the main place in the first section that we need to go. So for the rest or the most part of this tutorial or walkthrough, you're basically going to be following Longfella until you get to your destination. So we'll continue and keep going that way. So another thing to note is that the audio in this game plays a huge role. And I'll explain more later as we go on. But so far, there's nothing really important that I can show you that makes it so that the audio is important. So it says Scythia, Samara, Asaria, and Persia. These are all kingdoms of men. Minging Ta is the kingdom of the cloud. So let's double click on him, see what he's got to say. The woodman confirmed 100% that he had the only key to unlock the door in the stone wall. It was a really nice looking key. where we're totally ready to just tap and hold the path ahead to move it, move it, move it. So now Longfellow is going to open the door and we can continue on our path.
Hey.
Let's go.
Hey.
And this is where the music starts. So, essentially in a certain area, you can get to a certain place by just clicking the end of the path. But in this situation, there's a wolf right here. So, we're just going to click this here, which is a stone, and it's got a picture of a sword and a shield. So we saw the wolf walk away. By the side of the old road, there was a stone card with a pair of glyphs and a pair of a sword and a shield. So we're going to double click on the wolf and we're going to walk up to him. And this is going to be our first battle or fight in the game. So to initiate a fight sequence, as you can see here, it says right click. So we're going to right click. And we're going to go into our fight mode, so to say. So as you can see, the audio basically plays into the role of knowing when the wolf is going to attack. So you just have to time your attacks so that when he jumps at you, you hit him. And you have to hit him twice in this sequence, and he'll go away. And then to exit fight mode, you do the exact same thing. Right click. Now we can double click in this top corner here. And Longfellow, our dog, and us, we can all go to the next area. The moon also plays a very huge role in this game. So just continue to the next area. Just keep following Longfellow until you get to the next area. So you just keep going to the right side of your screen. And we have finally made it. We have finally made it to the area where we're supposed to go. So we'll wait for Longfellow to stop, and then he will, I think he'll talk to us. So the 8-bit graphics in this game, guys, are insane, and they're 8-bit, and that's what makes them really cool. But like, there's so much detail to even the rocks, as you can see. Like, they've all got like these just subtle details, and even in this entire structure right here is just insane. And that's some of the reasons why I enjoyed this game so much. So let's double click on this sign and see what it has to say. At the edge of the perilous precipice stood a stone card with a glyph of a skyward sword beneath the colors of the rainbow, or of a rainbow. We Scythians loathe rainbows. That's good to know. So, essentially, to progress, we're going to go under this rainbow, we're going to go into fight mode, and we're going to raise our sword. Congratulations! You've unlocked the cavern to the place that you need to go to get the thing that is really cool to you, and I'm not going to say it until we get it. We had bridged the chasm and we felt super smart. We told Longfellow that we sought the burdensome book of sinister sorcery known as the Megatome. The megatome lurked somewhere in the haunted darkness beyond the perilous precipice beneath Minging Ta. We resolved to go get the megatome and then get out alive. So, we're going to progress to or through the cave. And on a serious note, so these next parts, you're going to be introduced to the main sort of evil bad guy in the game. So, just watch out. Throughout the game, you will meet him more than once. So another thing you can do is you can double click on doors and your character will it will go straight there and through the door. So I'm going to scroll all the way. Actually, I'm just going to tap and hold. Tap and hold, and the character will walk towards the direction that you need to go. And you'll be good. Anywhere is fine as long as it's to the actual right of the character. And the only reason I'm calling it the character is because I actually don't know what our own name is. So maybe the intentions of the developer was to create a game where you are the character. So in that case, we'll call him Sparks. Just the details, like look at the pixels just floating there. It's crazy. So we are actually finally in this area, and truth be told, this is where everything like really messed up starts, so pay attention. So we've double clicked on the Ming Ta, and he's holding the megatome. And it says, "We found the megatome clasped in two bone hands, and we felt our sword stir in our sheath." So you guess what that means. So we're gonna whip out our sword and we're gonna cut. Sounds like something from Zelda, one of my favorite games of all time. I love Zelda games. So now this is where the magic happens. So we're gonna proceed to leave, and then it's gonna stop us. And now we have to really get out of here, really quickly, because oh my god, if we don't leave, he will destroy us. I'm not kidding. The first time I ever played this, I didn't take this actual scene seriously, and I took my time and I wasn't paying attention, and I got my ass handed to me a couple of times. So as fast as you grab that megatome is as fast as you need to leave this area, and really quickly. Okay, and now this is the part where we actually have to fight him. And I'll give you some tips. Tip number 1, the way to fight him, he's going to he has a sequence of things that he does. So he like slaps his sword against the shield. That's how you know he's going to attack. And I'll show you in a second. See, like 1, 2. So I didn't block in time, just to show you, but the sequence lifts his sword, and we block. That's it. Then you can tease him like I am doing. Alright, so lift. As soon as he lifts the sword, that's when you block. And now he'll mess with you sometimes. He won't just do it once. See? You just destroyed him. So if you've gotten past this part, congratulations. You are on your way to the end of session 1. Getting really close. So yeah, just progress back the way you came.
Hey.
And then click on Mom Fella, and you'll start another talking sequence.
Hey.
Damn you, wolf. Alright, so we had retrieved the Megatome, and Longfellow was 100% ready to move it to safety. To the safety of his lodgings. We sensed a gathering thunderstorm, and yet a little song began in our hearts. So, yeah, let's get out of here as fast as possible. So yeah, like it said earlier, that was pretty straightforward. It was go to one area, grab something, come back. And essentially all we're doing now is we're on our way back to his lodging. That is, I'm pretty sure, where session 1 ends. Thunderstorm is starting. Means we gotta get out of the rain really quickly. So yeah, I didn't realize you can't click down here when the door is not open. Now that the door's open, we can go in and walk past him, and then he's gonna actually lock the door. Don't worry, this is not the last time you're gonna go back on the old path. You're gonna have to go back to the old path later on in the game. So let's continue on back to his lodge, and we will end off our video. I'm gonna double click on the door to his lodge. We're gonna speed walk. Run, 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 run. Run, run. Oh, he beat us. And don't try to beat him. You never will. We got the Megatome, and we are the smartest. So you've awoken the deathless specter who slumbered in the darkness beneath the Minging Ta. Yikes. Consequently, a sinister thunderstorm looms, and the lovely people who lived in the stone hut are a little heartbroken. The upshot is that you got the burdensome book now known as the Megatome, and our next session will discuss its strange purpose. Our research shows that prolonged exposure to the mythopoetic, cosmology of SNSEP can have adverse side effects. So now that you've completed session 1, wow, I'm like confused. How about we take a little break? Alright, and when you're ready for session 2, yeah, I'll be ready. Yeah, whatever, you know. You read it, whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna, yeah. Okay, so we've reached 17% in the game, and we've done session 1. And if you guys enjoyed this video, it was very helpful to you, please leave a rating, and have any comments, leave them in the comment section. And if you guys are interested in the soundtrack for this game, I will actually post a Bandcamp link to Jim Guthrie's Bandcamp page so that you can pick up the soundtrack. Best part about Bandcamp, it's pay what you want, depending on like if the album is $7, you can pay either the $7, $10, whatever you want. So stay tuned for session 2, where things get a little more puzzly, and that's another reason why I love this game. So and if you want updated content, you know, stay up to date with my content, just click the subscribe button above, and I will have more Sword and Sorcery walkthroughs here for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Peace!